The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
They tell a story about Rav Aaron Cutler that I just recently read. There was a young boy who joined the yeshiva, who really didn't know exactly what was going on, didn't really learn so much, didn't know so much, but he really wanted to be there. Anyway, at the Shabbat table, Rav Aaron is talking to this one, he's saying Divrei Torah like this, like that, and he turns to this boy and he says, tell me about your city, what's it like, what's the culture like, do they have any Jewish restaurants? Gadol Hador, he's asking about kosher delight. Whole conversation, back, forth, the kid comes to life, you don't know, the food, the ekel, it's amazing, that this, that, there's a great, opera house, I don't know what he said, whatever he said. It was years later that this boy, who became one of the stars of the yeshiva, years later, when he came back as a full-fledged boy, student, when he understood who his rabbi was, when he came back to the Shabbat table, he realized that there was never a time that Rav Aaron would speak at his Shabbat table anything other than words of Torah. And instead here, he's having this whole conversation with him about his city, about the food, about the community. And he's getting everyone else involved in this conversation just so that this kid could be the star of the show. For 1 minute. And that's enough. There was a boy who was a Jewish kid. His father was Native American. Always grew up, in that kind of world. Maybe grew up even on a reservation. Didn't really know much. But finds out at a later point in life that his mother's Jewish. And actually, that means that halachically he's Jewish. So he comes into Shar Yashav, he Googles yeshiva, or he looks it up in the phone book. He comes to the yeshiva. Anyway, he walks into the rabbi's office, and he tells him the story. He says, I'm thinking about learning a little bit more about Judaism. And the rabbi starts asking him, where you from? What kind of, that's so interesting. Tell me about, Native American. What's your tribal name? What kind of tribe do you come from? What's the difference? Anyway, this guy is like, wow, this rabbi's so interested. Everyone else is asking me if I'm ready to keep Shabbat. Everyone else is asking me, if I want to marry a Jewish girl. This guy's interested in talking about my past, about my family. Wow, amazing. Anyway, he comes back the next time, and the rabbi's explaining, it's so interesting because of this tribe, and they have this, and that tribe, they have that. And he can't believe the rabbi's so knowledgeable in Native American culture and traditions. And every day for the first, week, they're talking for hours about the thing. One day he comes to the rabbi's office. And he gets there before the rabbi arrives for his meeting. And as he's sitting in the office, he notices something colorful catches his eye on the floor, under the rabbi's desk. And he looks around the desk and he sees under the rabbi's desk is a book, Native American Customs and Traditions and Culture, right? For dummies, right? What was the rabbi doing? The rabbi was reading up on something that would be interesting for him, something that would show him that he valued him, that he valued his past. Where the rabbi put the book is not on the shelf. It's talking about pagan cultures. It wasn't something he respected. It wasn't something that was meaningful to him. It's on the floor. But it was meaningful to him because it was meaningful to the student. Sometimes a person, if they want to draw someone close, they have to figure out how to make what's meaningful, what's important for the other person, for your wife, what's important for your kids, important for you.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org